In today's video, you will be learning all about IELTS band scores. Now, what are band scores? When you take the IELTS test, you are given a final or overall band ranging from 1 to 9. So the highest that you can get is band 9. This shows your English ability. Now, the scores are used as an assessment criteria by if you're taking general training, it will be the employers. If you're taking academic, these are the educational institutions. Now, it's the employer or educational institution that will decide the score they want you to get in order to offer you a job or course. It's up to you to ask them, what is my required band score? Where does the overall band score come from? It is the average rounded to the nearest whole or half band of the scores you achieve in the four components of the test, which are namely listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So there's no half band score for each module, but this would be in your overall band score. Say, for example, you got 6.5 in listening. In reading, you got 7. In writing, you got only 5.5, and in speaking, you got 6.5. Now, the total score would be 25.5, and then you divide it into 4, so the average would be 6.375. We round it up to the nearest whole or half band, so your overall band score is 6.5. How is each component scored? For listening reading, you have a total of 40 questions in each, and your final score in each item is then converted into a band score using a conversion table. For example, if you got 32 to 34 questions right in listening, this would be around 7.5. Now, for speaking, you are scored by an IELTS examiner during a face-to-face interview. A band score is then awarded for each criteria, which are first would be your fluency and coherence. This would be your, if you speak smoothly. For lexical resource, this will be your vocabulary. And then third would be your grammatical range and accuracy. And then lastly would be your pronunciation. The criteria are weighted equally, and the final score is the average of the four. Now, for writing, there are two tasks. For task 1, it would be a letter for general training. If it's academic, you will have a graph, a map, or a process. For task 2, it's the same for both general training and academic. So this will be an essay. So your final writing score comes from the average of 2. The task 2 essay is longer than task 1, so it is worth more and weighted more heavily when the averages are put together. So make sure that you do better in task 2. Now, how do I know what score my employer or university wants? As institutions set their own eligibility criteria, you would need to contact them or look at their website to find out what they require, as it varies greatly, and it's also different per country. The more prestigious the university, the more complex the course, or the more English needed to do a job well, the higher score they are likely to require. For example, in Australia, teachers are required to have band 8 in listening and speaking and 7 for the reading and writing. Is it the overall score or the score for each component that is important? Again, this is up to the institution. Some may just be interested in your overall score, and some are more lenient, but some may specify certain scores across the components. For example, if you want to study medicine at the University of Sydney, you must get an overall band score of 7, and you must also get 7 in each component. So overall band score with scores of 7, 7, 7, 7 is okay. Overall with 8, 6, 7, 7 is not okay, even if you got overall score of band 7, but you got a 6. So you need to retake the whole test. What if I don't agree with my score? If you think the score you have been given in any of the components is wrong, you can ask for a remark called inquiry on results. They will then look at one or all scores again, but you have to pay for it and the scores may not change. So it's a risk that you have to take, So it's up to you if you want to take that risk. How long are the scores valid for? They are valid for 2 years from the date that you took the test. So after 2 years, you need to retake again because they expire after 2 years.